What's up, YouTube? My name is Big Boy Snatchdown TV, aka Become Snatch One, because I got plenty to go around. As you can tell by the title of the thumbnail in the video, this is my WWE Smackdown review on highlights. John Cena returns on Smackdown. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more rest of content that I do on the channel, and go check out my AEW Dynamite review on highlights that I post on the channel. So, and follow my social media down below in the description. Without further ado, let's get started. Now, WWE Smackdown was a boring show, and I give that show a 2 out of 10. The only thing that was good tonight was John Cena's segment, and that's all I gotta say. But everything else was just there. WWE Smackdown was live from Dublin Arena 3 Arena. Dublin, Ireland 3 Arena. Alright, WWE Then, Now, Forever Together. We open with a view of Dublin and superstars making their way into the 3 Arena for tonight's show, with commentary confirming JC Mateo and Tonga Loa will face the Street Profits later. We head inside the arena for an electric crowd as commentary hypes up the show. Alright, we find out that we're opening the show with an appearance from the men as Becky Lynch music hits and the women's Intercontinental Champion make her way to the ring to a huge pop from the homeland crowd. The champ says, "Look at us, ladies. We're on the telly." As the crowd pops once more, as we deserve it. Chant breaks out after Becky Lynch points out we're live from Dublin for the first time ever. Becky Lynch talks about watching a live event around here, always dreaming we could have TV here. And now that it's happening, she finally gets to say, "You don't deserve it. None of you deserve to be on TV." She says she's petitioning in the back to get this show canceled, interrupting a "We want Laura Kira" chant to remind us she beat Laura Kira. Laura Kira doesn't get another shot at the title, and Becky Lynch tells the fans none of them have a face for TV. She says they don't appreciate the champ, and she has the lack of media coverage for the champ. She's their hero and shouldn't have to say that because that's now how her work. That's how it works. This gets a "shut the F up" chant from the crowd, something that rallies Becky Lynch up slightly because of the children in the arena. She talks about how publications says how important she is. She begins running down the accomplishments because Heroes goes the extra mile to a "Who are ya" chant. She lets the crowd who she is, running down more of her accolades and saying on top of that she has a hot American husband. This gets a CM Punk chant as she continues on, turning her attention to the fact no one in Dublin will write about her. She brings up another celebrity who gets better treatment, the crowd chanting for one of them until Tiffany Stratton makes her way to the ring to a pop. She gets a microphone as Becky Lynch says Tiffany discussed her, but Tiffany Stratton says she surprised Becky Lynch. She can be so ungrateful to the fans here in Dublin. And she also on the wrong show because everyone here knows what time it is. She tells Becky Lynch that she can leave or on behalf of everyone here. Tiffany Stratton can make her leave. This is interrupted by Nia Jax, who agrees with Becky Lynch that Diamond sucks, but she doesn't even go here. She tells Tiffany Stratton she has bigger problems to deal with and attacks the women's champion. Becky Lynch joins in until Jade Cargill runs down for the save. She clears Nia Jax from the ring, and we get a stare down between Becky Lynch and Jade Cargill before Tiffany Stratton comes in for the assist. Nick Aldis makes his way out, telling Becky Lynch she's causing big time trouble, so he talks to Adam Pearce, and the main event has been signed off with Becky Lynch and Nia Jax teaming up to take on Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. Big pop for this as Becky Lynch gives out for not being appreciated. We go backstage where Frank Zim tries to talk to Carmelo Hayes about the Miz before Miz comes in to run them down, only for Carmelo Hayes to cut in, hyping up Miz's accomplishments before giving a knowing look at Miz when he says he's smarter than everyone. Miz ends by saying they are Melo, don't miss, and they are awesome. All right, let's move on. We head back to ringside as Melo, don't miss, make their way to the ring for our opening contest. They'll face the Motor City Machine Guns, and that is up next. Commercial break. Back at ringside, we see Melo and Miz having a spirit chat, presumably about last week, as Motor City Machine Guns head down the ramp to get this match underway. So we get the first match, Motor City Machine Guns versus Melo and Melo Don't Miss. In this tag team match, this was okay match for what it was. Despite Miz looking to start off, Carmelo Hayes offers to get instead as he faces off with Chris Sabin. Carmelo Hayes takes him to the mat before fighting a tag to Miz, just to rally the crowd up. Melo goes back to work, leaving over the back of Chris Sabin before Miz has himself in. Things quickly breaks down, leading to Carmelo Hayes and Miz on the outside taking a double dropkick, followed by a dive from Chris Sabin as we fade to black for our presumed U.S. commercial break. Carmelo Hayes continues to work on Alex Shelley, follow the tag that was made, taking him to the canvas before Miz tags in for a running kick to the head. Melo tags right back in as the crowd chants, "We want Miz," and Carmelo Hayes gives them what they want by tagging Miz to a pop from the fans. Miz is awesome chant as he sends Alex Shelley against the ropes, but Melo tags back in, leading to another "We want Miz" chant as Carmelo Hayes continues to go to work on Alex Shelley before making a tag once more while we fade to black to end this little commercial break. Alex Shelley managed to crawl away for a tag to Chris Sabin, who leaps off the turnbuckle, taking Miz down twice. Miz is sent to the Motor City Machine Guns corner as the former tag champs double team Miz, leading to a near fall before Carmelo Hayes breaks the pin attempt. The tag made to Alex Shelley for an inverted atomic drop that leads to a double team on Melo, sending him away before going back after Miz. TNA chant for the Guns as they go to work on Miz. Before Melo tags himself back in, he looks to bring this to an end, going up top for nothing but net. But Miz tags himself in once more. The pair argue about it before Carmelo Hayes hits a long blow on Chris Sabin before Alex Shelley clotheslines him out of the ring. Miz sends Alex Shelley out before covering Chris Sabin for the win. The winner of the match by pinfall, Carmelo Hayes and the Miz. Melo Don't Miss. This tag team match was okay for what it was. Now, like I said, I believe that Carmelo Hayes is going to turn on the Miz. I can definitely see that, but I do not know when. The pair celebrate with Miz pointing out how well that worked as we cut backstage. We hear from Jimmy Uso after the announcement made on Monday about becoming a father. This is interrupted by Sami Zayn, who congratulates Big Jim and says the child always has an uncle in Sami Uso. Before Solo Sikoa and his MFTs popped up, Solo talks about the baby and the bloodline before Sami interrupts, leading to Solo Sikoa saying he doesn't have time for an underdog story. Sami Zayn says that Solo isn't dealing with underdog Sami Zayn. He's dealing with WrestleMania main eventer Sami Zayn. This puts an end to the proceedings as we get ready for another commercial break. I'm just so sick and tired of this bloodline story, man. That's all I gotta say. We head back to ringside where Piper Niven is ready to go, and Charlotte Flair gets a pretty good pop from the crowd on her way to the ring before we get this match underway. So we get the next match. So we get Charlotte Flair versus Piper Niven. This was a decent match, but I really want Charlotte Flair to win, but this match was just decent for what it was. Charlotte Flair gets the upper hand early before Piper Niven strikes back. Piper Niven sends Charlotte Flair to the corner, but Charlotte Flair dodges to go up top for a near fall as the crowd chants, "We want Chelsea Green." Charlotte Flair takes Piper Niven down once again. Climbing up top, where Chelsea Green intervenes long enough for a big boss man slam, gathering aid near fall over the Queen as we fade to commercial break. As we fade to black for the U.S. commercial break. Crowd singing Chelsea Green, Chelsea Green. Yeah, the crowd singing Chelsea, Chelsea Green as she attacks Charlotte Flair while the referee is distracted, allowing Piper Niven to stay on the attack when Charlotte Flair returns to the ring. Charlotte Flair managed to fight back to her feet before hitting the ropes, only to get laid out with a running crossbody that gives Piper Niven a near fall. She sends Charlotte Flair to the corner for a splash as we fade to black. So the break comes to an end. Despite all that work, however, Charlotte Flair starts fighting back with some chops before hitting a clothesline. Big boot by Charlotte Flair eventually takes Piper Niven to the mat, and Chelsea Green runs down from ringside, leading to a DX salute from the Queen before she goes up top for a moonsault that gets a close 2 count. Charlotte Flair gets back to her feet for a spear, but that's only good for a 2 count, only for a 2 as well. Charlotte Flair looks for a figure 4, but Chelsea Green intervenes with an assist from Alba Fire. The hold is broken up after Chelsea Green rakes the face of Charlotte Flair. This gives Piper Niven an opening for a driver that gets her the win. The winner by pinfall, Piper Niven. This should have been now Charlotte Flair should have won this match, but this match itself was just decent for what it was. Piper Niven leaves the ring to celebrate alongside Alba Fire and Chelsea Green. Backstage, Julia and her secretary Kiana James are interrupted by Mitchell, who wants an appointment with the champ. Kiana James chimes in to say all inquiries go through her, and this leads to Mitchell saying she gladly take on Kiana James before Julia defends the title against her. Julia says she is not worried before leaving. Up next, we hear more about the situation between Logan Paul and John Cena heading into clash in Paris. Alright, so we go to commercial break. They hype up the big news of the partnership with ESPN and WWE starting next month. And then we head to ringside because the former champ is here and his TV time is now. I'm not paying $30 just to watch some pay-per-views on the ESPN, man. Nobody wants to pay that. But it is what it is. But this segment was good with John Cena. John Cena cooked Logan Paul. Alright, huge pop as John Cena makes his way to the ring. Crowd is singing along with his theme song before giving him his proverbial flowers and even going on into the Olay chant. He points to a ring announcer who refers to him as the greatest wrestler of all time, the Unseen 17 celebration with all of you here in Dublin for the very last time. He is the last real champion, John Cena. John Cena salutes as the crowd chants his name once again. Before he can speak a word, Logan Paul makes his way out to heavy boots, and I suddenly feel like I need to do anything else. I have no time as Logan Paul heads to the ring. Fans chanting "F you, Logan Paul," and the former United States champion is soaking it all in before pointing out they're being muted. He starts running down the crowd, and then John Cena cutting in and out thanks to the crowd yelling profanities at Logan Paul. He points out once more that they're being muted on TV, so they need to shut up, before making fun of John Cena for being a company man and for doing anything for attention. When Logan Paul wants to get attention, he doesn't have to get naked at the Oscars to do it. Logan Paul wants to play a game, asking the crowd who's the imposter is, someone who works every PLE or someone who runs off to Hollywood to pretend to be someone else. Crowd chants, "Who are you? Who are you?" Second time they're done this, and Logan Paul reminds them who he is. John Cena cuts in to call Logan Paul an undeniable present, a future Hall of Famer, and a future WrestleMania main event. Crowd boos as this goes on, as John Cena says, there are all things that are true, and that makes him upset. There are plenty of things to say about Logan Paul, which the crowd agrees, using a word I don't think I can put in this recap. But the biggest word that is used for Logan Paul is outsider. He talks about how there was a lot of promise over Logan Paul when he started, but he's become a disappointment, which is I agree with that. John Cena says that Logan Paul was welcomed with open arms, but instead of respecting them, he leaves the ring, walking over the prime hydration stations. As he says, Logan Paul used WWE as a branding opportunity so he can get enough money to buy another Pokemon card. With that, he tips over the station. That part was funny when John Cena said that. He runs down Logan Paul some more, talking about how much he disrespects WWE before flipping the script by saying Logan Paul isn't an outsider, he's a parasite. The truth is a jagged pill, and the truth is Logan Paul has sucked away opportunities from deserving superstars like Dom Mysterio and AJ Styles, among many others. The crowd chants, "We want AJ Styles," and as John Cena says, the fans think he's wasting his time with the likes of Logan Paul, but he does have his opportunity at Clash in Paris. He makes light of Logan Paul and legal issues before telling Logan Paul he better bring his A game to Clash in Paris because he's dealing with the greatest of all time, and he is not gonna let Logan Paul walk into Clash in Paris with his drone behind him, the backflipping YouTuber selling salt water, and he closed things out with an AA on Logan Paul to a huge pop. This was a good segment I enjoyed. John Cena was cooking the mess out of Logan Paul. I'm such a huge fan of John Cena, that's all I gotta say. But John Cena was cooking Logan Paul in this segment. This was a good segment. This is the only segment I enjoyed. And that's all I gotta say. This was a good segment by John Cena. Alright, let's move on. Backstage, we see Tiffany Stratton telling Jade Cargill she didn't need her help earlier tonight, leading to what is already some decisions between the pair ahead of our main event. Back at ringside, we go as the Street Profits make their way out, ready to take on JC Mateo and Tonga Loa as we go to commercial break. So, backstage, an angry Logan Paul is giving some more words of wisdom, this time by Drew McIntyre, who tells him to make things right tonight, like he did to Cody Rhodes. Back at ringside, MFT makes their way out with Jason Mateo and Tonga Loa ready to go at it as this match gets underway. So we get a tag team match: the Street Profits versus MFT, JC Mateo, and Tonga Loa. And this tag team match was pretty good, in my honest opinion. Dawkins and Tonga Loa to start things off as Angelo Dawkins hitting a drop kick for the upper hand. Tag to Montez Ford, with Montez taking to Tonga Loa down for a standing moonsault and a 2 count. Tonga Loa sends him to the MFT corner for a tag to Jason Mateo, who goes to work on Montez Ford as the crowd chants OTC and sings Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, who wants to tell Dublin that guy ain't gonna be here, who won't be me, until Montez Ford fights back, sending Jason Mateo to the corner. Tonga Loa tries to intervene, but to no avail, until the referee is distracted, allowing Tonga Loa to send him into the ring post as we get muted audio indicating a break for the US. Tonga Loa brings Montez Ford back into the ring as the crowd chants FU Solo, and Jason Mateo gets a tag and to keep on the attack. He has Montez Ford up against the ropes, with Soul Sikoa getting a shot, and while the referee is busy dealing with Jason Mateo, tag made to Tonga Loa, who keeps Montez Ford from the tag before sending him into the corner. Back suplex gets a near fall, and Tonga Loa goes for a front headlock to keep Montez Ford on the mat. Montez Ford fights to his feet, but is smacked with a right hand before Jason Mateo taps back in. Jason Mateo keeps Montez Ford on the ropes before hosting him up for a deadlift suplex as the crowd chants, "You can't wrestle," at the guy who has arguably the best pure wrestling resume of the match. Alice muted audio means we're back from commercial break. JC Mattel takes Montez Ford back down for another near fall before sending him to the corner. Before Montez Ford dodges in an elbow strike, tag made to Tonga Loa to keep Montez Ford isolated, landing some shots to send him to the ropes. Montez Ford forces him out of the ring before crawling to his corner, getting a hot tag to Angelo Dawkins just as JC Mattel tags in as well. Dawkins is sent to the ropes but used the momentum to take JC Mattel down before sending him to the corner for an enziguri. He sets JC Mattel up on the turnbuckle and then hits shoulder and then shoulders. Alright, JC Mattel breaks free. Things breaks down after a tag is made to Montez Ford. Tonga knocks him off the turnbuckle, allowing Jason Mattel to hit Tower of the Island. But Montez Ford kicks out at the count of 2. Tonga gets on the apron to intervene, but takes a chair shot by the back by Jimmy Uso, and this just turns the big man's attention towards Big Jimmy. All right. The two go at it into the crowd as Sosako tries to call Tonga back, only to be dropped onto the announcer table by Sami Zayn. With all outside factors out of play, this allows Montez Ford to fight back for a tag to Angelo Dawkins. He takes Jason Mattel down before tagging Montez Ford back in for a leaping splash that gets the Profits the win. The winner of this match, the Street Profits. This tag team match was a good tag team match, but don't sleep on Montez Ford. Montez Ford has that dog in him, and that's all I gotta say. Let's celebrate as we go to commercial break. We head back to ringside as Aleister Black heads down to the ramp. He enters the ring, ready to take on R-Truth, who appears on the screen to tell us he can't make it because he accidentally made a flight to Dublin, Georgia. He didn't even know there was more than one place with that name, Dublin. I think there's one in Ohio or something. But I digress. My bad. He lets Aleister Black know that he called a friend and say hello to his little friend. Out comes Damian Priest, who looks for revenge after Aleister Black did to him 3 weeks ago. Out they go, and alright, so we get Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. And yeah, it says right here. Just kidding, this match doesn't actually happen as they brawl in and out of the ring until security guards rush down to break things up. Let them fight. I'm so sick and tired of security guards breaking things up. Let Damian Priest and Aleister Black go at it. That's all I gotta say. They're sent away as we go to a look back at Drew McIntyre did to Cody Rhodes. There is no medical update on Cody Rhodes as Drew McIntyre comes in asking about it. Drew McIntyre offers an official update on Cody Rhodes, calling him ABH before running the champ down some more, saying he's got no more friends in WWE. Randy Orton has something to say about that, sneaking up behind Drew McIntyre for an RKO out of nowhere. Randy Orton's music hits as the crowd starts singing along. Backstage, Becky Lynch is getting warmed up when Nia Jax talks to her about working together just long enough to take down Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill tonight. Our main event of the evening is coming up next, so we'll go to commercial break. But get back to what I was saying. Let Damian Priest and Aleister Black brawl. I'm so sick and tired of security guards just coming out of work and just breaking things up. That's the only negative thing that I don't like. It's security guards always breaking things up. Let Aleister Black and Damian Priest brawl. Give the fans like myself what we wanted and what we asked for. Easy, simple booking. That's all I'm saying. All right. Back at ringside, Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill are already in the ring, and Nia Jax finished her entrance. So then the man can make her way out, and this main event gets underway. So we get the main event of the evening: WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch and Nia Jax versus WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. And this tag team match right here, this main event tag team match was just you know, it was just solid tag team match. I'm not saying it was really good. I'm not saying it was very bad. I'm not saying it was very bad. It was just solid. I could go by saying it was just terrible, but I'm saying this main event tag team match was just a solid tag team match for what it was. Not saying it was. I'm not saying this main event match was good. I'm not saying that. Just like I'm saying this main event match was not bad. But this was just a solid tag team main event match between the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man Becky Lynch and Nia Jax versus the WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. All right, let's get started. We start off with Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch with the latter being sent out of the ring, allowing for a big senton off the apron by the women's champion. She finally gets to her feet and backs in the ring. But Becky Lynch makes the tag to Nia Jax, who picks up a 2 count as we get muted audio indicating the break. Nia Jax brings Tiffany Stratton to the corner before tagging in Becky Lynch, who goes to work on her fellow champion for a forearm strike. Tag back to Nia Jax, who attacks Tiffany Stratton in a corner before clinching in a modified cardboard clutch to keep Tiffany Stratton down on the mat. Tiffany Stratton starts to fight back, taking Nia Jax down for a 2 count as we come back from the commercial break. Hot Jade Cargill to tag Jade Cargill. Hot tag to Jade Cargill as Becky Lynch tag in as well. The two square up with Jade Cargill getting the upper hand, sending the Women's Intercontinental Championship until Becky Lynch fights back. She goes up top, but is caught by Jade Cargill, who hits a fall away slam on the Iron Man on the man to send her to the mat.
Momo?
Yeah.
Momo?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run to the gas station. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah. Becky Lynch is back in the corner as Jade Cargill lands a couple of kicks followed by a torture rack into a spinning powerbomb 4-2. Alright, Becky Lynch is sent to the corner once again, but dodges Jade Cargill for a tag to Nia Jax. Jade Cargill is now seeing the tag force Becky Lynch to escape through the ropes before Nia Jax blindsides her. Nia Jax goes up top for an annihilator, but it gets reversed for a powerbomb. Tag made to Tiffany Stratton. The tag to Tiffany Stratton to a strike in the corner. Also leads to Jade Cargill getting the tag back as Tiffany Stratton hits the prettiest moonsault ever, followed by a splash by Jade Cargill for the pin and the win. The winner by pinfall, the WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. This was a solid tag team match for what it was. There is still tensions between the pair despite celebrating the win as SmackDown comes to a close. Backstage we see John Cena getting towards the parking lot when Nick Aldis stops him. He says he just heard from Brock Lesnar, a name that gets some boost. But before we get any further information, Logan Paul comes in with the hit and runs right hand, laying out the former champ. He tells John Cena he'll see him in Clash in Paris before running back off, with Nick Aldis looking for help as SmackDown officially comes to a close. Alright, if you guys enjoy my WWE Smackdown review on highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content that I do on the channel. SmackDown was just a boring show for what it was, and I give it a 2 out of 10. The only thing that was good tonight was John Cena's segment when John Cena was cooking Logan Paul. And that's all I gotta say. So make sure you guys follow all my social media down below in the description. And I will see you guys tonight on my upcoming world premiere for my WWE Smackdown with on Highs. John Cena returns on SmackDown. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.